What's up, PBE? This is your Commissioner Hummus God. We got a good video coming up for you today. I'm going to react to all the GM forms from this offseason. We got 8 for you. As always, every offseason, go ahead and check the description. I'm going to assign some timestamps based on when your team is up in this video. So feel free to watch your own team if you're one of the 8 teams here. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can do that too. Don't mind that at all. Gonna now show you the first form. We got the New York Voyagers, Yakko1217, aka Enoch, aka Evil Dictator, of course. The man behind the file, the man behind the sim team with Person Man. He went ahead and filled out this form, so thank you, Enoch, for that. How would you rate your team's performance last season versus expectations? 1 equals completely wrecked by the sim, 10 equals overperformed. And looks like he put 8, so he's thinking a little bit of beneficial sim luck. We're going to go jump right in and see how they finished. 74 wins. It's pretty good. They had a couple players hit 40 bombs. So Shu and Kuntz, you guys had great seasons. Yeah. Who from your team had a breakthrough season? Kirk Swerve. Let's see. Kirk Swerve here. He went ahead and had a 2.5 WAR, the youngster, the right fielder, with a 118 WRC plus, hit almost 300 for the average. So really good season for Kirk Swerve, member of the Fantasy Draft Federation, PBE Fantasy Draft Federation. Shameless plug, of course. What was your approach to team building? Don't screw up. Enoch's first offseason as main GM of the Voyagers. Respect to you, Enoch, for taking over in a majors team. Whole new level of pressure, whole new level of work to do. So thank you. Uh, Next question. Who from your current roster deserves more recognition? Probably Matty Ice. I could definitely agree. He's a quiet contributor to head office, doing things that go unnoticed, behind the scenes work, checking things for us, running different things. So, yeah, definitely could agree with you there. Shout out to my boy Matty Ice from PBE head office. What is your team's performance ceiling? A 70 win team is the ceiling, so that should be interesting. It's the first time I ever asked about ceiling. And yeah, 70 wins should be interesting to watch this year from you guys. Which player on your roster are you most excited about? Benny Rodriguez, he surpassed 1200 TPE and excited for the build and potential increase. If you don't know Benny Rodriguez, that's Matty Ice from the previous question. Benny Rodriguez came over from Boise in free agency to New York. They won the Benny Rodriguez sweepstakes. So we shall see. Would love to see Benny take flight. I know he had a great rookie year back in Boise. Been quiet ever since, but maybe he'll be a little louder this year. And that's your Voyagers update. Thank you, Enoch, for the submission. Looking forward to watching you guys on the field. Starts tomorrow. Next up, we got the Outer Banks Aviators OBX. Taking flight, 2-time champs, back-to-back champs. Took down the Apex, my Apex, in Game 7 of the World Series. Put on a great show for the fans. Shout out to you guys for being strong competitors. How would you rate your team's performance? Wrecked by the sim, or did you overperform? Right in the middle. Didn't get wrecked, didn't overperform, right where you should have been. Right at that 77 win mark. I'm going to go back. We were on the Voyagers. Yep, 77 wins was a really good season for you guys, obviously, but on paper, you guys probably deserved that based on the roster you constructed. So, big shout out to you guys. Who from your team last season had a breakthrough season? We're going to check out Drachenberg. Drachenberg had a 4.7 WAR. My goodness, 140 WRC plus. Yes, that's pretty darn good. 301 batting average. Absolute monstrous year. 894 OPS. So, yeah, shout out to Drachenberg. What was your approach to team building? Prepare for a three-peat, of course, even with losing Tex Walker. So they're in prep right now for that three-peat. despite losing Tex Walker to DVS. If you don't know, big trade happened. Now extending with DVS was Tex Walker. Yeah, should be interesting. You guys are always poised to be strong every season since I've been. Oh, every season for the past like 3 or 4 or 5 seasons, you guys have been pretty strong. Who from your current roster deserves more recognition? Dub City, who mostly catches flack for the Indy Casino debacle. Done a great job. I believe the Zenator's been part of the Sim audit team for a while. CK has been an updater since season 1. Yes, shout out to those three. We love contributors to this league. Um, sometimes lately we get nervous because there's open positions, people aren't applying. So people who contribute in this league, you always will have a special place in my heart. Dub City, the love's there. Swifty love. Zenator, I love the Simfile audit team. Shout out to you guys. And CK, OG in the game, been here for a while. Love when he roasts me. It's always really funny. So yeah, big shout out to you guys. Team performance ceiling season 28. Considering our championship window, playoffs. Playoffs is the ceiling. Go from there. They know better than most about playoff sim luck. They kind of were they got burnt by Boise, got swept when they were the overarching #1 seed in the whole playoffs. So, maybe it could be their turn. Maybe they don't end up as a 1 seed and they could go make a run. Wouldn't be surprised. You guys got the experience. Here we go. I love this. Who are you excited about for next season? Love the paragraph, the passion from AW13. Much love. 2 batters, 2 pitchers. Here we go. Linus Riverboat, Stretch McGibbon, 2 batters. Yep. McGibbon came over in the DVS trade. Riverboat's been there since day 1, former 66er. Tex Walker, Stretch is taking over. The little typo. We love those. Um, but replacing Tex, big shoes. Obviously, Tex is a huge part of their success. Pitchers, we got Flame McDonald, stopper roll, so big out of the pen coming up for Flame. Let's see how that goes. And Hangs to the right will be making their PBE debut. Knuckler is back, excited to see it grow with the 2-time champs. Big part, great defense, great locker room, hard work from Andy. We got a knuckler. So 4 players to look out for. We got Linus, Stretch, Flame, Hanks to the right, OBX, back in it, back in the mud. Maybe we'll see y'all in the championship again, going for that 3-peat. But thank you, AW, for contributing to content here in the off season as we head into opening day, and we'll end y'all's portion of the video. Next up, we got Cancun Toros. The spelling is intentional with the capital CUN. There is controversy. A lot of folks like to do their abbreviation as CAN, but then they mention, which is true, there's that confusion with the country of Canada, who we all know. Shout out to my Vandals. But yeah, hilarious title by Jay Steele. We love you. Here we go. Ooh, interesting answer here. We're going to go check y'all out in a bit. But where did you guys rate your performance? 10, you overperformed. 1, you got wrecked by the sim. 7, meaning you're a little bit of sim luck. So we're going to go bounce into the Champions Conference from last year. Already got it open. And you guys finished 37 wins. Looks like Steve Rogers had a really good year. Maybe he was thinking about himself. Leo Robert, 4 WAR. Good for the future. And Via Getty had a good year too. The IA coming over from New Orleans. So I can see that. Maybe that's a good sign. Y'all will making more steps coming up going forward. I think you're calling up Shumi Hulkenvettel. That should be fun. Vlad Batista, breakthrough season. We're going to go check out Vlad's season. Oh, here we go. Center fielder had a .8 WAR for the youngsta. Love to see it from the Hepcats. 631 OPS, pretty good. Yeah, just that, hitting above the Mendoza line's great if you're a rook. So shout out to Vladdy. Approach to team building. Keep building your young guys. Make improvements in free agency. Love that. Interesting. Looking ahead for free agency, flexing that confidence and maybe submitting content here is going to help you. You know, if I'm a active user around the league and I'm looking to go somewhere, I'm going to want to go somewhere who cares about their team, who's active. So shout out to you, Jay Steele, for submitting this, helping yourself out in the free agent sweepstakes. Who from your current roster deserves? Oh, I love these three people. Here we go. Blow Pot, wow. Co-GM of the Hepcats now, runs a dope podcast with his cousin, Dr. K. Just overall great dude. He co-hosted the Tahini Classic with me one time. Really just fun, smart, funny. Just we love having Blow Pop in this league. SD Core, balancing team head, sim team head for a long time. Former commissioner of the SHL. Love that league. Shout out to Norris, my homie. But SD Core, yeah, just good friend of mine, someone who I can go to and ask advice to. We've had some great conversations. Love that guy. Twitchy, another one who I've been buddying up with lately. He makes our schedule. He runs the Hepcats. Just a great dude that we were able to bring over from the OTP community. Yes, great list from Jay Steele here. What is your team's performance ceiling? Wild card. Ooh, okay, we're gonna see the Toros back in the playoffs. You love to see it. Been missing y'all. It's been a minute. Been working through that rebuild. So here we go. Wild card chase for the Toros. You heard it here first. And here we go. Andrew Myth, Shumi Hulkenvettel. Both are going to be capable of Rookie of the Year. They're both getting called up. Two great earners. One guy stinks, and it's not Myth. So one of them's cool, and it's Myth is the cool one. I can't say the same about Bauer. He smells bad. He's just not, yucky. But Myth, he's really cool, chill. Love talking to him. Good vibes. So, rooting for Myth, not really rooting for Shumi. But in all seriousness, they're both going to pop off, I feel like, for their lineup. Two good offensive players. So, looking forward to the Cancun Toros this year, the youngsters. And shout out to Jay Steele for submitting some content for us here in the off season. And we'll go on to the next one, but good luck to you guys. Here we go. One of my 4 teams with Bentley. This one's going to be a little emotional now that I don't have a player in this league. Bentley is gone, hung up the cleats for the last time. Cortesi, love you, brother. You were really instrumental in making me feel at home in Detroit when I got traded there. Just great culture guy. Yeah, thank you, Cortesi, for all you do. Here we go. Performance versus expectations. One is wrecked by the Sim 10. Hecka Sim Luck. An 8. So we're going to go pop back into Champions Conference. I don't know why we're here. We're going to go to Champions. And the Demons went 63 and 45. Really good. 63 wins is super solid. Just checking out. Yep, a lot of good contributions all around the team. Yeah, you guys had a really good year. Playoff team, as we know. Who had a breakthrough season. Interesting choice with Daring. We know him as having a perfect game prior to being a Demon. Then he had a perfect game while being a Demon. The guy is destined for the Hall of Fame. He did break through and really hold it down for that rotation in Detroit. Love 209 Tacos, my brother from another mother. But yeah, you could say that for sure. I think that's fine. He had an amazing year, so why not? Let's reward him with some content for him. Approach the team building. Make sure everyone's updates are. Oh, lauded, Joe. You are a really funny dude. So if you don't know, they had an issue with Yelnats. Yeah. He stole some TPE, 73 to be exact. But we took care of it. Unfortunately, he retired. Wanted him to stick around. That didn't happen. So hopefully maybe he'll come back. MER and I were friends when we were Demons together. Good dude, just ran into some bad decision making. So if you know me as a leader, you know I love giving people second chances, and he's somebody that definitely deserves that when he wants it. So, much love to MER. Sad about what happened with him, but um, we took care of it. Punishment was handed down. Here we go. Current roster deserves more recognition. Wow, Taco Shop. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Just a man who just puts in so much work that nobody really understands. I get to be in the minor league. We call it the head office water cooler chat. So it's me and minor league HO, and that's it. Just us four hanging out, talking, and this guy is an absolute work horse. He doesn't know what it's like to slow down. He just has one speed and it's go. Love that man to death. So yes, great choice by Joe. Team's performance ceiling world champs. Would love to see it. As like I said, one of my four former teams. Special place in my heart. We had some amazing times together. Didn't crack the playoffs when I was there, but it felt like a playoff locker room with the vibes we had. So rooting for you guys for sure, for sure. Which player on your roster are you most excited for next year? Nicky Dimes. Yep, getting picked up in a lot of fantasy leagues. As I've noticed, Nicky Dimes, MVP candidate, great earner in Joe. Shout out to you, Joe, for being loyal to the league. And yeah, rooting for Nicky Dimes for sure. I think it's his time to shine. So the Detroit Demons are coming at you on the field, season 28, bringing the energy, bringing the new logo. Shout out to Laser for that post with the new logo on it, new branding, new you guys. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is your time. But thank you for submitting this video. And here we go. The Sarasota Supernovas. Supernovas. Juniped in the hizzy. My boy, former team of mine. The only team I ever chose in free agency with Austin Bentley. You were a huge part of that, Junie. We had a great relationship back in the SCFSL with the Omaha Vipers. Always love the work you do behind the scenes with us in the PBE. So just a great friend of mine. Rate your team's performance. 1 wrecked by the sim, 10 equals overperformed. We're gonna check this out. You said you overperformed. We're gonna really look at this one. Sarasota went 37 and 71. Maybe you did overperform based on what you had on paper. Yeah, definitely taking a step back from when I was there. Who had a breakthrough season? The homie Io Torrent. That's my boy. Now he's in NOLA. 2.7 WAR. Look at that one. WRC Plus led the team in WRC Plus. Sarasota legend Io Torrent. Brother from another mother. Really good dude. Great season for you, Io. Approach to building, sell everybody. Yeah, building for the future. Sarasota is doing that right now. So yeah, good choice there. Shout out to Junie for submitting this. People talk about Sarasota. Do they even have players? Well, we know for darn sure they got a GM, and we know he's dedicated to this league, to this team. Rookie mentor and a GM, the only rookie mentor GM combo. So appreciate the work you put in for this league. Looks like I almost had a fumble there live. Current roster who deserves more recognition. Minions. Wow, Minions. Love that. Been hopping in the Sarasota locker room to vibe with y'all. 'Cause it's fun. Minions has been in there heavy. So shout out to Minions. New member of the Supernovas. Team ceiling is 30 wins. Let's get to it. Maybe it'll happen. And most excited for next year, BJ Foe, Alex F., the new co-GM replacing LSU fan. So LSU fan was co-GM for just one season. So looking forward to seeing what Alex F. can do with Sarasota and pushing forward to the future. But there's your Sarasota update. Little less than 3 minutes. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Juniped. Yeah. Thanks for submitting this, Junior. You the man. And here we go. Slot Talk here in the GM Offseason Updates. If you don't know what that is, Slot Talk was a podcast with Bo Sox and 209 Tacos, if you remember. If you're true loyal to the league and you know your stuff, you know that podcast. How would you rate your team's performance? A 3. We're going to investigate that real quick. We're going to go check out Legends Conference. Sloths had 61 wins. So we got Juosu claiming getting burned by the sim, at least leaning on that. Not completely burned, just leaning in that direction. I could kind of see you on that. I know you had the 3-man pen. I know you got one of the best starting rotations ever. So I see you, Juosu. I see you. If you're watching this, by the way, you may not be. But I see you, Juosu. I really do. Uh, who had a breakthrough season? Couple players. Christy Abbott, King George III. We're going to go peep that real quick. Christy Abbott had a 4.3 WAR. Wowza. That deserves a wow. And the other one was King George III. King George III, John Stradamus, 3.8 WAR. Youngster. Started all 26 games, so a new starter. Former reliever. Yeah. 2 players who definitely popped off. Yeah, look at that. 912 OPS, 137 WRC plus. Yeah, breaking through. Looking forward to seeing the rest of those careers, those 2. But yeah, shout out to John Stradamus and Christy Abbott. Team building. Shed some cap, traded John Rayner. Replaced by Tay J for 1 season. Traded Gofford, calling up Anchovy instead. Anchovy, we know Sarah is Kingpin legend. Now a champion, John Rayner. Johnny Quest. And traded for Tay J, the corpse of the GM of the Stars. So, second season in a row that Juosu's snagging a corpse of a GM. And it did well. It did well for her last season. So we'll see how it goes this season. Ronco deserves more recognition. Ronco, Trevin Knight, does a lot of work for the balancing team. It's pretty incredible. I hope you're watching this, Ronco. It's pretty incredible to watch you move through the balancing server, letting us steal some of your brain for a bit. And we really appreciate that. Want to see more of that. We'd love to see a presentation of that. Anything you showed us, all those graphs and stuff you show us in balancing server, feel free to post that as media. We'd love for the world to see that. It's not my content, so I'm not going to steal it. It's not me. You made it. So I want you to go get the credit, and I'll be the first to comment on it, how much I love seeing it. BJ Bren doesn't get enough credit for work as co-GM. Hard disagree there. Can't stand that guy. He's smelly loser. I'm kidding. Bo Sox, you're cool. You paid me to say that, but you're cool. Brian Esch does some amazing writing. He really does. Love reading his work. Another person I love to get, that he lets us into his mind a bit, what he's thinking when it comes to the role play aspect of this league. I love seeing, how internal he gets, how far inside himself he searches for, the words to put together. It's pretty beautiful to see. SLM doesn't get enough credit for work he did before. He's doing work now too, Juosu. Why do we got to focus on before for SLM? The guy's been doing it for a while. Still pretty loyal to us in this league. So big shout out to SLM, someone who I can bounce anything off of and feel comfortable doing that. I don't feel judged when I bring something up to SLM. He always makes me feel like my ideas or things I'm saying are have validity. So shout out to SLM. Team ceiling championship. Okay, Sloth talk here. We're about almost 5 minutes in. We're going to finish this up quick. Championship or bust for the Sloths. Winning the division's a goal. And here we go. Next season, who are we excited for? We're excited for Suadat taking over at catcher is huge. Rookies Chovy, Davies, and Todoroki. Rodriguez Jr. taking over as the main stopper. The new wave taking a step forward. Knight, Jimenez, and Sandwiches. Um, the youngsters, Knight, Jimenez, and Sandwiches. We talk about the Sloths. We talk about being a machine. You don't rebuild, you retool. So this is part of the retool is getting all these youngsters more reps, more uh, usage in the sim. So looking forward to that. Always a fun team to watch here in the PBE. And thank you so much, Chuosu, for taking the time to do this. Been around this league for a long time, user Hall of Famer. So yeah, looking forward to Sloths coming at you next season. And here we go, DVS, Person Man. Appreciate you for taking the time to do this. My man lives in Providence now, but he is the Death Valley faithful GM for a while now. 6 rings and counting. How would you feel your team did last season? A 5. Pretty interesting. So no sim luck, but didn't get wrecked by the sim either. Here we go. This is Champions Conference. You got DVS with 43 wins. So Person Man thinks they're right where they should have been, which sounds about right. They're retooling, building for the future, collecting a few picks. A few players retired. Some old folks had to figure out the future. Who had a breakthrough season? We're going to go look at Chris Crush, who looks like he made the ball jump 25 times. And just his 3rd season, he's a center fielder. So the power hitter in the outfield. We're going to check out his season stats. 307 OBP, 269 batting average, 25 bombs, 3 WAR. Great season from Chris Crush Cantharion from the Kingpins, the Crush Fan Podcast. Go check it out if you haven't listened to the Crush Fan Pod. What is your approach to building the season 28 offseason? Replaced their final IA. Now that everyone on the team is active, has potential to earn. Have 2 seasons before anyone starts regression at all. So it's just the plan is to out earn everybody. So I know you guys. I know you have a history of being able to accomplish that. So not much new for you guys. Looking forward to seeing it play out on the field. Current roster who from the current roster deserves more recognition? Cal has done a great job running the team pod, getting players involved. It helps them get money, which is huge for the team. Yes, that's a smart move by you guys. Love seeing you guys do that. 4 million per pod is huge. That's like almost a quarter of Hall of Fame equipment right there from one recording. So top of your contract pay, you should be good to go to get some decent equipment without ever doing much. So shout out to Cal for rallying the team around a podcast. Team's performance ceiling, fighting for playoffs. Don't think we're a championship team yet. We could definitely be a first round exit. Love the approach. Couple teams now in the Champions Conference saying they're fighting for a spot. Champions Conference is pretty good quality with the Apex, the Stars, the Demons, and the Rougarou, obviously. So, trying to fight for that last spot is going to be fun to watch. Who are you most excited about for next season? Tex Walker will be exciting. They just acquired Tex. That's M's player from head office. New leadoff batter replacing Stretch. Finally, solid presence at the top of the lineup. It's going to benefit the 2 to 4 batters. Effectively maxed out their defense from here on out. They'll just be able to focus on batting only. Alderson now has nearly maxed cannon build. We're excited to see him have a really solid season. Hopefully hit 30 homers. He could easily be the best power hitter in the conference. So, couple position players listed. Tex Walker, shout out to Ems. A lot of work behind the scenes you guys don't see, y'all. Even Person Man, you don't even know the work Tex and Ems does for us. Just absolute workhorse. Absolute just delightful to have in head office. just on top of everything, on top of me. I don't know where I'd be without M. So really happy to see her happy playing for you guys. So kudos to everyone involved with that. On Alderson, yep, big bat. We all know big bat. Is going to do it again this season. And yeah, shout out to DVS for about 4.5 minutes in. You guys are poised to take more steps forward. Thank you for submitting some content. I know Cal ended up getting married. I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal that, but did that anyway. Shout out to Cal for getting married. Let's play some Phasmophobia when you get back from your honeymoon. But yeah, thank you, Person Man, for taking the time for this, and good luck to the Scorpions next season. And last but not certainly not least, NOLA, the Rougarou. Yes, sir. Phillies fan 96 submitting this form. Gave himself a 4 for sim luck. We're going to check that out. We're going to peep that real quick. NOLA was top in the division, 72 wins. Maybe that included playoffs. Got knocked out by my Apex. NOLA, yeah, really strong team, always strong offense, strong all around, 72 wins, not easy to do in this conference. Who from your team had a breakthrough season? Luke Wright emerged as a lockdown reliever for the future. Luke Wright, shout out to you, getting a shout out in this video. Your GM notices you. Good luck to you. What is your approach to team building? Keep building the next core while trying to get that current core another ring. You guys got it in season 23 with a crazy World Series. We all remember it was an epic run for you guys. And yeah, looking for another one. Should be fun to watch. You guys got some great offense. Beauregard, DiStefano Jr. Those two are going to try to lead the charge. Who from your current roster deserves more recognition? Musha's killing it as Florida GM. All around great user. Yep, we love Musha. Very active, very engaged. Just a solid presence around the league. Someone you can count on to be there, running that team and, getting them involved, getting the Flamingos players into this league. Shout out to Musha. World Series title is the ceiling. It has been the ceiling since season 23, right? It's been a while. You guys have been on this run, a pretty large window that's still open. So, good luck to you guys. And who are you excited about for next season? You got PDS Jr. We know who that is. That's Magisu's player who keeps winning MVP. And Beauregard, who won MVP the year before. So you got two offensive icons, probable Hall of Famers. Then you got Hamed and Valor. So 4 offensive, crazy, dominant batters. Hamed, who started off last season super hot. It's Hafigar. And Valor, who's just always been above average the last 4 or 5 seasons. Great hitter in that ballpark. McDougal is going to have another stellar season. Yep. And new players, we got Luke Wright locking it down late. And personally, he's excited for his own player, W.R. Wolf. Called up from Bruce City. That's a huge loss for them. Big win for NOLA for the future. So there you go. That's your NOLA update. NOLA. Last one, definitely not least. You guys have been just amazingly dedicated to this league. You got KC15, who's been updater for forever, now running the Firehawks. Really proud of him being able to be around. Really happy to see him engaged. Then you got Magisu, who we all know as the best commissioner of all time. There's no almost pretty much a no debate there. Has done a lot for this league. Pretty much carried us for a while. I probably wouldn't be here without him. So really cool that he's on your team. Eldorian has just been a gem for us. Someone who who's been a great liaison for HO. One of the best co-GMs in the league. You guys have a strong unit together. Obviously, you Phillies fan for filling this out. Appreciate you. Been a friend of mine for a long time. We ran Survivor together. You invited me to your wedding. I couldn't make it. Bought you a gift though, not to toot my own horn, but yeah, love what you've been able to do with this team. Love what you've been able to do for our league, and um, yeah, that's that. Alfigar super involved in the league. Valor, just a personality we all have grown, we all know to love here in the league, and yeah, so excited for you guys. You know, finish out that window for that old core and see what you can do. Rooting for you guys, and thank you for submitting this. Appreciate you. Um, and we will now head into season 28. Thank you to all 8 teams who submitted videos. This is your Commissioner Hummus God signing out. And now I got to go write it on my mind since I've been procrastinating. So have a good night.